I'm blessed because I found what I really want to do in my life. Through my work, I experience these magical flow moments. I call these moments magical because it's like physically, mentally, and holistically experiencing a wholesome happiness. That's what I feel, that's what I experience so many times through my work. Just the thought of being so close in the most important moment of somebody's life excites me. Imagine the groom was born, raised somewhere, the bride was born, raised somewhere. They get together through destiny, through love, through something, and then they bring me there. And I'm being the first spectator there. And for that high, I want to do wedding photography. My name is Amar Ramesh, and I always call myself a memory maker. I capture memories and make people cherish them for generations to come. As a team, Studio A predominantly does weddings. We also are passionate about social documentaries, travel, tourism, and portraitures. Growing up, I knew only two things. You have to be either an engineer or a doctor. I didn't know there were other options. Right after my master's, my first job was a traveling job. Every Monday morning, I'll take a flight. Friday evening, I'll come back home. And I was like, why am I coming back home? I said, okay, I'll explore these new cities that I'm traveling to. And before that, I've never owned a camera. My family has never owned a camera. The numbers, the physics, and the math behind it really excited me. It kind of married really well, the art and the physics. Like I was really hooked to it. My job was good. I loved what I was doing. I was earning really well. Something somewhere was empty. I really wanted my life to be exciting and nomadic and all that, right? See, I was so hooked into it, so desperate on doing something in photography. So I had to decide which one. Like I had to decide one. So many people had doubts. I also honestly had doubts, but while I was in IT, right, I can tell you next Thursday morning, 9 o'clock, this is what I'll be doing. See, that's one of the reasons I chose to do what I'm doing now. So no one day is similar. I'm so grateful that I decided to do that. Photography has this amazing power to freeze a moment, right, that everybody says. Consider you are having a bad day. You go pick up the camera. I consider this viewfinder as a window of happiness for me. Pick up the camera, you forget everything. All you think about is this rectangular frame and what's in it and what's not in it. Find your purpose. Find your passion. Are you really passionate about this? You should not decide on photography because photography is earning money or photography is an exciting thing. It's so cool to carry a camera. Excitement is very different from passion and calling. It's not about traveling, it's not about going and having fun, it's not about shooting big weddings, or it's not about eating at different places. What you see in social media is only 5%. What you don't see is like this 95%, which is very tough, which is hard work, which requires a lot of your time, and it's boring. Understand the importance of practice. Just try taking a picture every day. Take a 365-day project. Shoot every day and tell yourself, I'm going to be better than yesterday. And then eventually you will understand that, okay, this is something that I want to do. Oh, this is something boring I can do for fun, but I cannot do it for living every day in and day out. Also, understand it doesn't happen overnight. It'll take years, more than few years. When you find it though, grab it. Grab it with both your hands and stick to it. The fortunate thing and the unfortunate thing about photography now is there's no barrier for entry. Technology is going to drive this field in a very different direction. People who came 10 years ago, they had to study photography. People who are going to come into this 3-4 years down the line don't have to really study because the technology itself will do everything. Because the barrier of entry is very less, there's much more people who want to get into this. Can your story be unique? How can you make your story unique? Like if you're super passionate about photography, if photography is something that wakes you up every day in the morning, then think how can you take your photography in a unique level. Right now you're fighting with not hundreds, not thousands, you're fighting with millions. What is something that you can bring to the table so unique that these 1 million people are not doing? Then you can stand out, then you can still be successful, then you can be amazing. To be really successful, you need to be disciplined. You have to be truly, madly, deeply obsessed about what you're doing. As a wedding photographer, you have to be very, very communicative. You have to be super approachable. Dress really well. You have to dress like a guest and be punctual. You can only build a successful team if you work harder than your team members. For me personally, I would attribute my success to my team. When I'm shooting a wedding and there are so many photographers also shooting that wedding, and then right after the Tali moment, the entire crowd comes to wish the couple, and as a photographer, you just take a step back and let the people come. And at that moment, when I'm stepping back, when I'm bouncing out of the crowd, I am coming out with a feeling that I've nailed it. I've got the best shot. Like I know I've got the shot that none of these guys have got. That to me is a drug. And I want to do more of that. And that is what I look forward to, and that is why I want to do photography every day.